Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Nick and welcome to part one of a brand new series here on my channel where I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of one of my favorite tabletop games of all time, Lord of the Rings, the card game. So for this video, we're going to start off by going through the first quest that comes in the original core set, and that quest is going to be called Passage Through Mirkwood. For this playthrough, I'm going to start by playing with one of the pre-made decks that came in the core set, and that is the Purple Leadership deck. Now, if you're not familiar with this game, the mechanics, or anything I'm talking about, that's all right. I've already made a short little quick start guide to introduce my viewers to this game. I'll link it in the description down below, and that way, if you don't feel like trying to catch up while watching this initial playthrough, you can just go hop over, watch that real quick. Again, it's a short little video just to introduce you to the game, and then you'll kind of understand what's going on so that in a couple seconds when we start this playthrough, you'll be good to go. All right, I'm really excited. I'm going to start the playthrough and hopefully pull out a victory in this first video. So let's do it. Quest 1, Passage Through Mirkwood. Scenario 1, Passage Through Mirkwood. Flies and spiders. You are traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message from King Thranduil to Lady Galadriel of Lorien. As you move along the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. All right, that is the setup for Quest 1A. Now we've gone ahead and followed the setup instructions. So in the staging area, we already have our forest spider and our old forest road. We've drawn 6 cards that we're going to start with. And because Quest 1A only involves the setup, we're going to go ahead and flip automatically to the next part of the quest. The nastiest things they saw were the cobwebs. Dark, dense cobwebs with threads extraordinarily thick, often stretched from tree to tree, or tangled in the lower branches of either side of them. There were none stretched across the path, but whether because some magic kept it clear, or for what other reason they could not guess. All right, we are good to start playing. We're going to need 8 progress tokens on our active quest in order to get through it. I have my 6-card hand drawn. I'm not gonna take a mulligan. We have our board completely set up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We're going to start with a brief little introduction into the leadership deck. So our 3 heroes for this game are Gloin, Theodred, and Aragorn. I'll go ahead and read their abilities because these are kind of the avatars of the deck, so it's important we know what these guys are doing from the get-go. Now first, we're going to notice that their initial cost is 9, 8, and 12 for a total of 29. So that is what our threat counter is going to start with. Gloin has 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 HP. Theodred has 1 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, and 4 HP. And Aragorn has 2 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense, and 5 HP. Gloin's ability is a response. After he suffers damage, add 1 resource to his resource pool for each point of damage he just suffered. Theodred's ability, and it's important that I note here, Theodred and Aragorn work off of a combo together, and this is going to be something I use probably every turn of the game. So it's really important we highlight it from the beginning before we get going. For the first couple times that I use this combo, I will kind of go through it step by step, but then later on down the road, I'm just going to be a little more familiar and say we're going to use the Aragorn-Theodred combo. Now, Theodred's ability is a response effect. After he commits to a quest, choose a hero committed to that quest. Add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. Aragorn's ability is, after Aragorn commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from his resource pool to ready him. So, let's say we had a situation where all of our resources were spent and we get to the quest phase. What I would do to activate this combo is I would commit both characters to the quest. Then, as soon as they commit, I'm allowed to activate their response triggers in any order that I want to. So I would activate Theodred's ability first, so as soon as he commits to the quest, I can put a resource token on a hero of my choice. So I would put a resource on Aragorn. Then I can activate Aragorn's response trigger, where I can spend a resource token from his pool to ready him. So when you pull off that combo, you're essentially able to commit Aragorn to a quest, use his willpower, but still keep him at the ready for combat later on. Super powerful combo, and it's important that we get that out of the way. But otherwise, that is everything we need to know about our three heroes. We have our board set up, we have our hand ready, so let's do it. Passage Through Mirkwood. All right, we're gonna start off by beginning with our resource phase. So first, we're going to give each of our heroes a resource token. And as I explained in my quick start guide, I'm going to be representing my resource tokens with these blue die. Then we'll draw a 7th card for our hand, and we'll move into our first planning phase. So what I'm going to do, I have a pretty good opening hand. There's another card I would have liked to have drawn, but we're gonna make do with what we have. So first, I'm going to spend one resource, and I'm gonna bring out Snowborn Scout. Now he has a response trigger. After Snowborn Scout enters play, choose a location, place one progress token on that location. So we currently have one location in our staging area. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with one progress token. Notice it doesn't have to be the active location for us to do that ability. Then I'm going to spend my last two resources off of Theodred and Aragorn, and I'm gonna play Celebrian's Stone, or Celebrian, I'm not sure of the pronunciation there. Attached to a hero, it's restricted. Attached hero gains 2 willpower, and if the attached hero is Aragorn, he also gains another resource, or sorry, he gains a different aspect, essentially. We haven't gone over all of that, but those aren't gonna really matter here. So for the sake of this game, all that matters here is that he gains 2 willpower. So we're gonna go ahead and put that attachment on Aragorn. So now he has total willpower of 4. Now let's go ahead and move into our quest phase. All right, so for the initial quest phase, I have a little ability that I typically like to do with Gloin later on. So we're gonna want him to stay ready, so we're not gonna commit him to this quest. Now currently on the board, we have 3 threat already, and 1 more card is going to be flipped. So what I'm going to do is do the Theodred Aragorn combo that we've already gone over. So I'll go ahead and commit both of them to the quest. Theodred's ability will trigger, so I can put a resource token on Aragorn, and then I will immediately spend that resource token so that I can ready him. So right now, even though Aragorn is ready, we've committed 1, 2, 3, and an additional 2 from Aragorn's attachment for a total of 5 willpower to this quest. So 5, we currently have 3 in the staging area. Let's go ahead and flip this first card. And it's a treachery card, so it's not gonna remain in the staging area. When revealed, each player discards all event cards in their hand. I do not have any event cards, so nothing happens off of this treachery. It'll go to the discard pile, and already we have our 5 willpower that we just committed against only 3 in the staging area. We beat it by 2, so we'll put 2 progress tokens on our active quest. Now we're gonna move into the travel phase. We're gonna wanna get this out of there, so let's go ahead and travel to the Old Forest Road. So I'll put those progress tokens aside. Old Forest Road is going to hinder any progress we make on our quest, but it already has 1 progress token on it. And Old Forest Road has a response. After you travel to Old Forest Road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character he controls. Realistically, I could have used that to just have Aragorn ready, but we'll go ahead and ready Theodred. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. So that's our travel phase, and now we enter into the encounter phase. Now, the way that this works is currently our threat level is 29, so any enemies in the staging area that have 29 or less threat level automatically engage with us. So Forest Spider is going to leave the staging area and come into our zone. Now, Forest Spider has a forced ability. After Forest Spider engages a player, it gets +1 attack until the end of the round. So right now, Forest Spider actually has 3 attack. Now we're going to enter into combat. So first, we'll deal a shadow card to Forest Spider, and he's going to declare an attack. I'm going to defend this attack. This is typically where Gloin comes in handy early. I'm going to defend the attack with Gloin. So, Gloin has 1 shield against 3 attacks, so normally he would take 2 damage, but let's go ahead and see if there's a shadow effect. There is. Shadow. Defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment I control. That is brutal. So I have to get rid of Celebrian's Stone, unfortunately, and that is damaging because that's a very good attachment to have. Nevertheless, it doesn't give Forest Spider a power-up, so we still have 3 attack against 1 defense. So Gloin will take 2 damage, and Gloin will take, we use damage as red dice, so he has 2 damage on him, but then Gloin has a response trigger. After he suffers damage, add a resource for each point of damage he just suffered, so he'll gain 2 additional resources. He will stay exhausted because he was our defender, and now we'll go ahead and enter into our attack. So I will, looks like I don't need my Snowborn Scout here. I'll attack with Aragorn and Theodred together, so we add up their attack for a total of 5 against Forest Spider's 1 shield, therefore he will take 4 points of damage. He only has 4 health, so we just killed Forest Spider. All right, combat is over. Let's go ahead and go into our refresh phase. So first things first, we will increase our threat by 1. So that'll go up to 30. And then we'll go ahead and ready everything on the board. All right, that will make it the end of round 1. So let's move on into our next resource phase of round 2. So go ahead, and each hero is going to get a resource. So Gloin will have 3. Theodred and Aragorn will each get 1. I will draw a card. And now notice we're still in a pretty good spot. We may have lost our attachment, which gave us extra willpower, but we have an empty staging zone, and we've already made progress both on this location and this quest. So let's go ahead and go into our planning phase. So I am going to spend 1 resource off of Theodred to play another Snowborn Scout. His response will trigger, and I can place 1 progress token on a location of my choice. So let's put a 2nd progress token on Old Forest Road. And then I will spend 2 resources off Gloin. He'll go down to 1 resource, and I will bring out Guard of the Citadel. He has 1 willpower, 1 attack, no defense, and 2 HP. So a nice little willpower boost here. Now let's go ahead and enter our quest phase. So I will commit Guard of the Citadel. We want to do a lot of damage here to the quest early on. So I'm going to commit Guard of the Citadel, Gloin, and then again we're going to do the Theodred-Aragorn combo. So Theodred's trigger will give Aragorn a 2nd resource, and then Aragorn's trigger will spend that resource to automatically ready him. So we're going to go ahead and commit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the quest, and we already have an empty staging zone. So 6 total committed. Let's go ahead and flip the encounter card, and we're going to get another location. Mountains of Mirkwood. No effects to resolve right now, so all we need to worry about is the 2 threat that this contributes. So we have 6 against 2. We're going to deal 4 progress tokens. So first, our first of those 4 will go on to the Old Forest Road, and we've now fully traveled Old Forest Road. So that'll go into the discard pile. Now, progress tokens do not carry over when you complete a quest, but they do carry over from location to the active quest. So we just did 4 total. We spent 1 on our old forest road, so we still have 3 more. We already had 2 progress tokens on our quest. Add 3, this is gonna go up to 5. So we're getting relatively close. However, we probably want to get this location out of the staging area. So quest phase has now resolved and we move into the travel phase. So if we travel to Mountains of Mirkwood, reveal the top card of the encounter deck and add it to the staging area to travel here. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add that over our quest, and then we'll do the travel ability. Flip top card, and it is another location, which it can be tough to get these locations out of the way in a timely manner, so that is not the worst thing in the world. All right, so now what we're dealing with is no enemies are here, so we're done with the travel phase. There's no enemies to engage with, so we skip the encounter phase, we skip the combat phase, and we will just jump straight into the refresh phase. So first, we will add 1 threat, go up to 31, and now we can ready everyone and go into our resource phase. So let's go ahead and give all of our heroes a resource. So 2, and Theodred will gain 1. Draw a card, and now we'll go into our planning phase. So, want to keep adding people as long as we can. So let's go ahead and let's spend 3 resources total to bring out our Silver Load Archer. He is a 1 willpower, 2 attack, and 1 HP ally, and he has the ranged ability, which for the single player won't matter, just like how Aragorn's Sentinel doesn't matter in single player. So right now we have a stacked board. Unfortunately, we don't have any enemies to fight. We just got to get through these locations. Sometimes that just happens. So let's try to pile through as much of this as we can right now. All right, so committing to the quest, we want to try to get 6 total here, because if we can get rid of this and then 3 additional, we'll move on to the next stage of the quest. So once again, I'm going to commit everybody that I can with willpower. We're going to do the Theodred Aragorn combo, so put 1 resource on Aragorn, spend it immediately to ready him. And right now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 committed willpower. There's already 2 in the staging area. And we're gonna flip over Dol Guldur Beastmaster, who his forced ability does not trigger here, but he does have 2 threat. So that's gonna be 4 total threat against our 7. That means we can put 3 progress tokens on our active location, and thus we have fully explored the active location. So that will go away, but it does have a response trigger. So when Mountains of Mirkwood leaves play as an explored location, each player may search the top 5 cards of their deck for 1 card and add it to the hand. Shuffle the rest of the searched cards back into the owner's deck. So I will go ahead and do just that. And I will, so it's any card, search the top 5 cards of his deck for 1 card and add it to my hand. So I will... okay, I will take Sneak Attack because I have a card in my hand that can really work well with that. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle the other 4 back into the deck. All right, so far this is a pretty good game. Lots going on. All right, so Sneak Attack will get added to my hand. Mountains of Mirkwood is now fully responded to and will go in our discard pile. Now we'll go into our next travel phase. Let's go ahead and travel to the Forest Gate so that we can get it out of the staging area. and Forest Gate has a response trigger. When we travel there, the first player may draw 2 cards. So I will draw an additional 2 cards. Now we enter into the encounter phase. So normally, as was not the case with Forest Spider, Dol Guldur Beastmaster has 35 threat level, and we only actively have 31 threat. So we don't have to automatically engage with him, but we have a pretty stacked board, and we'd like to have an empty staging area, so we're going to go ahead and encounter the Beastmaster. Now, he does have a forced ability. When he attacks, deal 1 additional shadow card. So that can get pretty scary. So first what we're going to do is we now enter into the combat phase. And we have some guys that we can easily block with here. I'm going to... Let's think about this. Alright, so at the beginning of our combat phase, the first thing that we need to do is deal 2 shadow cards to the Beastmaster. And now we have the opportunity to make actions. So we can basically play event cards from our hand. We can't play allies or attachments. Those can only be played during the planning phase. But, let's see. Ooh, that could be nice. I was thinking about saving him, though. Okay, here's what we're going to do. So this is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to spend 1 resource to play the sneak attack that we just got. Put 1 ally card into play from your hand. At the end of the phase, if that ally is still in play, return it to your hand. So, check this out. I'm going to bring out for free Gandalf. So, Gandalf is incredibly powerful. He has 4 willpower, 4 attack, 4 defense, and 4 HP. Now, here's the bad part about him. At the end of the round, discard Gandalf from play, so he only sticks around for 1 turn. However, that's at the end of the round, and sneak attack, at the end of the phase, he automatically bounces back to my hand. So he's going to be safe from his own damaging effect. And he also has a response trigger for entering play. When Gandalf enters play, choose 1. I can either draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to 1 enemy in play, or reduce your threat by 5. I'm going to deal 4 damage to the Beastmaster. So I was almost able to kill him, and Gandalf will actually stay in play until the end of the combat phase. So now, Beastmaster will go ahead and carry through with his attack. I'm going to defend with Snowborn Scout, and we're going to go ahead and flip both shadow effects. So first, there is a shadow, and second, no shadow. So this will go away, and we'll go ahead and resolve this shadow. Defending player must choose and exhaust 1 character I control. That's pretty awesome because I have a second Snowborn Scout that I can exhaust, and that is not going to hurt me at all. So we really lucked out there. That'll get discarded. Now his attack will go through, so 3 attack against 1 defense. Snowborn Scout will take 2 damage, and he'll die since he only has 1 HP. And now we will move into attacks of our own. So I will attack, I only need 1 attack here, so I'll go ahead and just attack with Gandalf. So 4 attack against 1 shield, he'll take 3 additional damage, but he only has 1 HP left. So Dol Guldur Beastmaster will be taken care of. And then we will end the combat phase. So sneak attack, since Gandalf is still here, he will go back to my hand because of the sneak attack ability, which means we don't need to discard him due to Gandalf's ability. So that turned into a pretty sweet combo. We are now in our refresh phase, so we'll go ahead and increase our threat level to 32. Everybody will ready up. And we will enter resource phase. So far we're doing pretty good here. So Aragorn will go to 2. Theodred and Gloin will go to 1, and we'll draw. Now we'll go into our planning phase. So, once again, we want to try to get a bunch of willpower here. Let's see, I have 4 resources to work with. Alright, let's go ahead and spend 2 to bring out another Guard of the Citadel, just for some additional willpower. Now we're going to enter into the quest phase. So I will once again quest for everything I can. So we'll do this, and then once again, Theodred Aragorn combo. Aragorn will ready. So we are committing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total against an empty staging area. So this should be pretty good. All right, 8 total. We flip another location, Necromancer's Pass, which has 3. So we're going to deal 5 progress tokens because 8 against 3. So first, out of those 5, the first 4 will go on Forest Gate, and it'll knock out that location. And the additional 1, we already had 5 on our quest. The additional 1 will go on our quest. If it weren't for all these pesky locations, we'd be getting through this really fast. But it's turning into a pretty solid quest so far. All right, that was our planning phase. So let's go ahead and jump to travel phase, and we will travel to the Necromancer's Pass. The first player, so to travel here, the first player must discard two cards from his hand at random. So I didn't really think this through because I really don't want to discard Gandalf. So I'm just kind of giving these a random shuffle. And we're going to pick bottom card and top card. So let's see what I just discarded. Whew! We did not discard Gandalf, so that's okay. All right. We have an active location. Nobody in the staging area, so no encounter phase, no combat phase. We're going to jump straight into our refresh phase. So let's refresh everyone. Go up to 33 threat. Now move on to our resource phase. So Aragorn will go to 3, Gloin will go to 1, and Theodred will go to 1. And I will draw for turn. And now move into planning. That's a very good card to have. Okay. I am actually going to... I'm going to stay put. No. This is tough. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stay put. So we're going to just jump straight into the quest phase. I'm going to do the same exact thing I did last turn. So Aragorn Theodred combo, he stays ready. We're going to commit for 8 total against an empty staging area once again. So 8. We get a treachery card. Oh, shoot, that's tough. Crap. When revealed, deal 1 damage to every exhausted character. So our 2 guards of the Citadel will take 1 damage, but they'll stay alive. Our Silver Load Archer, unfortunately, will die. So he loses 1 HP. So he dies. So we lose his willpower for the quest, unfortunately. But in this case, I don't think it's going to matter. Gloin will take another point of damage. But because of his response trigger, he'll gain an additional resource. And then Aragorn and Theodred... Oh, not Aragorn, because he's actually not exhausted. Again, super good combination there. So Theodred will take a point of damage. And the Treachery card will get discarded. So now we're only committing for 7, but that's 7 against 0. So we will do 2 to our active location. Whoops, sorry. 2 to the active location. So that will go away. And the additional 5 will go on our quest. But remember, progress tokens do not leak over to the next quest. So this will take 2. And then those last 3 progress tokens will just disappear. But we have now completed this stage of our quest, so we can flip it over to the next part of the quest. A fork in the road. As you move through Mirkwood, hounded by spiders, the forest path forks before you. Unsure of what lies ahead, but spurred by the urgency of your message, you choose a path and proceed. All right, so in order to get through this part of the quest, we need only 2 progress tokens, and then we can activate the forced ability. So we are essentially at a fork in the road, and we need 2 progress tokens to finish this. Now, once again, that's the quest phase. There's no locations to travel to, there's no enemies, so we will go ahead and skip directly to the refresh phase. Ready, everybody? Go up 1 threat to 34, and now we'll move into resource. So we'll go to 3, 2, and 4. Draw a card, and now go into planning. So we're in a pretty good spot here. Okay, I will spend 3 off of Gloin to bring out another Silver Load Archer, just so we can get some additional willpower here so we can get through this quest immediately, since there's currently no locations to worry about. So fingers crossed we don't get another treachery card like that. I'm gonna commit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, combo here, 7, 8 with Aragorn, but Aragorn will remain ready. So 8 total progress, or sorry, 8 total willpower being committed to the quest. We'll go ahead and flip. Oh no, that's bad. So we just flipped the hardest creature in the game, but we were about to bring him out anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Sorry, the hardest creature in this scenario. So we just revealed Ungoliant Spawn. When revealed, each character currently committed to a quest gets -1 willpower until the end of the phase. So we just committed for 8, but now we're gonna lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just lost 6 willpower. We originally had 8, and so we only have 2. Am I getting that right? Each character currently committed gets -1 willpower. Yeah, so it would be only 2. So now that's such a bummer. It's 2 willpower against 3 threats, so we actually lose this quest phase, and we will take that 1 additional threat to our threat counter for 35 total. Yikes. Okay, I did not anticipate that. All right, so now we will go into the travel phase. There's nothing to travel to. We'll go to encounter phase, so Ungoliant Spawn will engage with us, and now we'll enter into combat. So first things first, we deal a shadow card here. Now, I actually want to leave him out, and you'll see, I'm trying to think if this is beneficial to do this. I think I want to keep this. Okay, so let's see what I can play here. I don't think anything. So, all right, we're just going to defend his attack with our Snowborn Scout. So we'll flip the shadow. Nothing. And he has 5 attack against 1 shield. Snowborn Scout is easily defeated. And now we'll move into our attack. So I'm going to exhaust and attack with Aragorn. Aragorn has 3 attack against Ungoliant Spawn, 2 shield, so he will only take 1 point of damage, and he has 9 ready to go. Or he has 8 left now. All right, let's go ahead and ready up. We'll do our threat, finish readying, and now we really want to try to get Ungoliant Spawn out of here as fast as possible. Okay, resource phase. We will put 3 on Theodred, we will put 5 on Aragorn, and then we'll put 1 on Gloin. We'll draw for turn, and now we'll go into planning. Okay. So our staging area is still empty, so we could commit a lot of people here just so we can get rid of this quest, and I think that's what I want to do. So, Let's see. So I have 9 total. Okay. Here's, you know what? You gotta think about this. We only need 2 to get through this quest. So I am going to do this. This might be risky, but we're gonna see how it goes. I'm going to spend 3, 1, and 1 off Aragorn, so 5 total, to bring out Gandalf. Response, I will deal 4 damage to 1 enemy in play, so all 4 damage are going to go to Ungoliant's spawn, so he's going to be at 5 total. And now we're going to go into quest phase. So for quest phase, I only need to get 2. The highest that could come out is 3. So I really just only want to commit 5 here. So I'm going to commit Gandalf, Silverlode Archer, and I'll do 1 Guard of the Citadel just in case. So I'm committing to the quest for 4, 5, 6 total. Let's see what happens. Hopefully not another Ungoliant spawn. Okay, Dol Guldur Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses 1 character currently committed to the quest. Deal 2 damage to that character. Of course. Well, let's go ahead since Gandalf can take it. We'll deal 2 damage, because otherwise these guys would have died, which would have lowered our quest amount, but it doesn't really matter here. So Gandalf will take the 2. And so now we have 6 willpower against 2 threat, meaning we've just dealt 4 progress tokens. So 4 progress tokens to our quest, it will immediately resolve. And now the forced ability of this quest is that when you defeat this stage, proceed to one of the 2 A Chosen Path stages at random. So for this next part of the quest, we actually have 2 that we can choose from. So I'm going to put 1 on the left and 1 on the right, and we need to choose this at random. So I'm going to roll a d20. If I get an even number, we're going to go with the 1 on the left. If I get an odd number, we're going to go with the 1 on the right. 3, so I said even odd, so we're going to go with the 1 on the right. So this quest card is not used for this game, and instead we're going to go with this one here. So let's go ahead and read quest 3A. A Chosen Path. The trail winds into one of the darkest, most tangled parts of the forest. You sense that a foul, dark presence is hunting you, and you move quickly in an attempt to avoid its evil. Beorn's Path. You attempt to follow a secret, hidden trail to avoid the enemy. And that brings us here. So we are now on our final quest of the game. We've chosen at random and we found ourselves on Beorn's Path. Now the card effect here, and this is why I was actually hoping to get rid of Ungoliant spawn quickly, is we need 10 progress tokens to get through this quest. Players cannot defeat this stage while Ungoliant spawn is in play. If players defeat this stage, they've won the game. So we need to get 10 progress tokens, and we also cannot have Ungoliant spawn on the field. It looks like we're actually going to kill him this turn, and then next turn we can just try to bombard with as much progress as we can so that we can win this game. So, quest phase is now finished. Nowhere to travel to. Encounter phase, Dol Guldur Orcs is going to engage with us. And now we're going to enter the combat phase. So we will put 1 shadow card on Ungoliant spawn, 1 shadow card on Dol Guldur Orcs, and we will attack with the stronger enemy first. So Ungoliant spawn is going to attack. I will block with my Guard of the Citadel. So let's go ahead and flip that shadow. There is a shadow. Choose and discard 1 attachment from the defending character. No attachments, so nothing happens there. And our Guard of the Citadel will take 5 damage, so he is easily defeated. Now, our Dol Guldur Orcs is going to attack. I could let the attack go undefended and hopefully not get a bad shadow ability, but to defeat Ungoliant's spawn right now, I would need to deal 4 damage, which means I would need to be able to attack with 6, which unfortunately I won't even be able to do. So, let me think about this. Okay, I will defend the attack with Aragorn. Could be risky, but right now Aragorn will take no damage unless there's a shadow, and there's no shadow. So, should I have done that? Well, I already did that because I saw the shadow. So, Aragorn will not take any damage. Yeah, Aragorn will not take any damage. So, good block there. And now I can either deal literally 1 damage to Ungoliant's spawn, or I will attack Dol Guldur orcs with both Gloin and Theodred for 3 total, and that will put 3 damage on Dol Guldur orcs, which will defeat him. Oh, this is actually a really good match. Okay, now we move to refresh, so let's go ahead and add a threat. We will ready everybody up, and unfortunately it is the end of the round, so Gandalf will leave play. We're not able to bring him back to the hand this time. All right, refresh phase. Aragorn will go up to 5 resources, resource phase, and then both of our other heroes will go up to 1. Gloin has 3 damage, Theodred has 1, and Aragorn has none. So now we need to get a buttload of progress, and we need to try to kill Ungoliant's spawn. So, let's see what we can do. That can get us some willpower, so let's try this. We're going to spend 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we need 4 more, so Aragorn will drop to 1. So we're going to spend 6 total resource to bring out Brock Iron Fist. After a dwarf hero I control leaves play, I can put him into play from my hand. Obviously, we're not going to do that since we played him normally, but he does have 2 additional willpower here. So for this quest, this might seem foolish, but I'm going to commit everybody. So, and then Theodred and Aragorn will trigger, so Aragorn at least will ready. So I'm going to commit to the quest right now for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, please do not be a damaging treachery card. Oh boy. Oh no. So King Spider gets revealed. When revealed, each player must choose and exhaust 1 character I control. That's okay. I'll exhaust Aragorn since he was ready. And we will go for a total of 9 against 2 threat from King Spider, so 7 total. So in 1 move, we've just put 7 progress tokens on Beorn's path. And now we're going to enter into our engagement phase, or the encounter phase. So King Spider will engage with us. Now, you might be asking why I've exhausted everybody, but I have a plan here. So now we enter into the combat phase. So we'll put a shadow card on everybody. Oh, okay, shadow card on everyone. Now this is my chance during the combat phase to do a player action. So, oh no, I messed up. I messed up. I should not have, I misplayed. Uh-oh. This can be damaging. I misplayed. I thought I shouldn't have played Brock Iron Fist because I got rid of all my resources and I needed 5 resources to play something from my hand, and I just completely screwed myself over. Oh, this is bad. All right, so not only can I not do anything, I also can't block. So we're gonna have to take all of this attack straight on. So this is, we could still win here. We could still win if we survive this attack. Maybe. So, Ungoliant Spawn will attack first. Shadow. Deal 1 damage to each character the defending player controls, 2 damage if it's undefended. Okay, that was terrible. So this is an undefended attack. So every character I control just took 2 damage. Brock Iron Fist will take 2. Guard of the Citadel, Silverload Archer will both die. Gloin will die. So there goes one of my heroes. Theodred will take 2, and Aragorn will take 2. And then Ungoliant Spawn attack will go through for 5, and since it's unblocked, all of that goes to my heroes. And so, I think I just lost. So, he will take 1. Yeah, he'll take 1 and die, and Aragorn will take... Oh, man. Aragorn just died. And all of my heroes are dead, so I've lost the game. Wow. For as good of a quest that was, I can't believe it all came crashing to... crashing to a burning pile of trash at the end there. So literally all I needed to do was defeat Ungoliant Spawn. So I made a mistake. It's my fault. I completely misplayed. I was going to play Grim Resolve, ready all characters in play. So I had exhausted everyone on purpose, and then I was going to ready them and just defeat Ungoliant Spawn, and then next turn finish the quest. But I had completely not paid attention to my resources, and I brought out Brock Iron Fist, which was a terrible move because I got rid of all my resources. So that is very unfortunate. I just kind of lost that because of a stupid play. But you know what? That's how these games go sometimes. So guys, the quest is over. Unfortunately, our heroes have met their demise towards the very end of Beorn's path. I'm gonna, I've questioned whether or not I was going to include losses, but I think it's only fair to do so. So, wow. Well, that's it. We have failed our quest. Well, all right, everyone. That was not the ending I anticipated. A bit of a letdown. I think I actually could have pulled off a really good victory had I not misplayed that Brock Iron Fist, but that's the way it goes sometimes. That's how these card games work. So I've questioned if when I publish these videos, if I should publish the losses as well as the wins, and I think I should, because a big part of these card games is they're hard, and when you lose, it kind of makes the victories all that much better. So hopefully next time when I sit down and try to get through this first quest, hopefully I'll crank out a victory and we'll all be able to kind of celebrate the success of the quest. So for now, unfortunately, we've lost this one. It was a very good quest. I thought a lot was going on, and it lasted longer than I'd anticipated. And it was a pretty good one. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, follow along for more, and otherwise I will see you in the next video where we're going to tackle this quest again and hopefully get through it this time. All right, see you later.